Moving on to the next one, the Miami Heat. They are the other team that has been rumored as KD's preferred destination. The interesting part about Miami here, before I throw it to you, is they can't include Bam in any trade. The reason they can't is there was a specific rule in the NBA that you can't trade for two different players that have signed rookie max contract extensions. They already have Ben Simmons, who they traded for, who had signed an extension like that. Bam Adebayo also signed a rookie max extension with the Miami Heat, so they can't trade for Bam. And so even if the Heat wanted to include him, they can't. That means the best package they can offer is Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, maybe throw in some players like Gabe Vincent or Max Strus or somebody with just a ton of picks. That's really the only thing it can offer. I think Miami is a really interesting spot. I think obviously he'd be a perfect fit because it's just the defense, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, the culture they have there. I think they would easily be able to bring in a guy like Kevin Durant in, and they would be an amazing team because as we saw in the playoffs, the one thing they were really lacking at most of the time was another person who could just create his own shot or create for teammates like Jimmy was. KD can do both of those, but I don't think it's going to happen because of the Bam issue. I think they're limited in the package they can offer. And so the only way I think that package would be able to win out is if Brooklyn is able to maybe bring in Miami is able to bring in a third team that would maybe take on Kyle Lowry, and more young picks or assets would go towards the Nets, or if certain other teams like the Suns are not willing to include a Mikal Bridges, or the Warriors are not willing to throw in that full package, so they just can't top that offer. That's the only way I think it happens. But what do you think about him going to potentially Miami?
Yeah, I mean, the fit would be great. So it's just kind of like the Warriors situation. Like, are they willing to gut all that and be a really shallow roster? Now, they're more renowned for this than the Warriors, I feel. They are very good at developing those late second round guys or undrafted guys and making them into at least solid role players. Hassan Whiteside, you mentioned Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, even Duncan Robinson, which I think would also, I'm not sure if you mentioned him, but he would probably be included in that package just for salary wise too. But once again, like I don't think Miami would be willing to give up that much. And once again, Brooklyn, like they may not want Kyle Lowry. Unfortunately, I just don't think the trade is viable, but it would be a scary fit. Also want to throw in, we all know KD is very active on social media. We know that the critics on the Twitter world, or just in general, are going to be like, oh, look at him. He's following LeBron, going to Miami, doing this. It's just, well, it seems like it's kind of obvious that Kevin wants to create his own sort of path and legacy.
Right.
That's kind of why I think, as you mentioned, kind of why he left the Warriors. So I think it's for the Heat and the Nets. I think it's just gonna be tough for them to work out a deal. I think you're right. I think it's gonna have to be some sort of multi-team deal. Brooklyn Nets may have to do that to facilitate to make some moves. But yeah, end of the day, I don't think this at least straight up these two teams will be able to make a deal.